Notes are over how to make improper fractions into mixed numbers and then how to make mixed numbers into improper fractions. So first thing you're going to need to do is fill in the blanks on the top, and I have it in red writing. So it says we call 7/3, and as a fraction that would look like this, so the top number is bigger. We call 7/3 an improper fraction because the numerator is larger than the denominator, meaning the top is bigger than the bottom. This can also be written as a mixed number, which is a combination of a whole number and a fraction. So let's look at this 7/3. There's steps you can do. I'm sure most of you have done this before, but step 1 is to set up a division problem. So in this little blank, I'm just going to put a division symbol. It's real sloppy. You're going to set up a division problem, and then you're going to subtract. So if I set up the division problem, we have technically a fraction is a division problem. This 7/3 is technically 7 divided by 3. All right, and then if I set up the division problem, so 3 can go into 7 2 times, then that would be 6. So you'll subtract. That's where this subtraction piece comes. And 7 minus 6 is 1. So then the last step, step 2, is just to throw it all together. And I'm not going to try to spell out throw it all together in that tiny box because it's not going to fit. But the 2 goes here. It's your whole number. The 3 goes here. It's your denominator. And then this 1, the remainder, goes here. So that's what piecing it all together means. So your answer for that, if you're changing 7/3 into a mixed number, is 2 1/3. Let's do some more. 15 sevens, 15 over 7. So if I were to set up the division problem, it'd be 15 divided by 7. It's real sloppy, sorry. So 7 goes into 15 2 times. That gets you to 14, so subtract 14. Your remainder is 1. So the 2 is your whole number, and then your fraction comes from the other two numbers. So the 1 is your numerator, and the 7 is your denominator. Next one, 27/5. So if I take 27 and divide it by 5, 5 can go into 27 5 whole times, which would be 25. So subtract 25. Your remainder is 2. All right, so this 5 right here is your whole number. This 2 is your numerator, and then the other 5 is your denominator. Your denominator stays the same, basically. If you already know how to do this, then keep going. If not, I'm going to keep working them out off to the side, but I have to erase because I'm out of space. 35/8. So 35 divided by 8, that would be 4 times. And then 8 times 4 is 32. So subtract 32 from 35, and your remainder is 3. So you've got the whole number of 4 on the top, a numerator of 3, and a denominator of 8. 22/10, that would be, let's see, 22 divided by 10. Goes in 2 whole times, subtract 20. Your remainder is 2. So 2. And then technically you would have 2 2/10. But the 2/10 could be simplified again to 1/5. So I'm just going to write 1/5. And then you try this last one on your own. Go ahead and pause the video, and then I'll give you the answer. All right, you should have got 7 2/3 for that one. So now scroll down, and we're going to do the bottom together. Okay, so now fill in the blank on the bottom. The bottom's converting mixed numbers into improper fractions. So the first step is to multiply. That's what that x is. Multiply the denominator by the whole number, and then you add the numerator. So here's what that looks like. You always start in the bottom. We're always going to start with the denominator. And then you kind of make like you go in like a C formation. So first step is to multiply. So 3 times 4 is 12. And then you add, so the 12 plus the 1 is 13. And then if the denominator stays the same, then you get 13 thirds. All right, we're going to do more of that. So again, you go in like a C form. So starting at the bottom on this one, you have 3 times 7, which is 21. And then you add the numerator. So 21 plus 1 is 22. Denominator stays the same, so 22 thirds. Start on the bottom, so 10 times 7 is 70. And then you add 9. So 79 tenths. And these are supposed to have the top number bigger. We're making them into improper fractions. Last one, you try it on your own, pause the video, and then hit play whenever you're ready for the answer. All right, so you should have done 4 times 7, which is 28, and then you add the numerator, so 28 plus 3 is 31, and then 31/4. Make sure you have all of this copied down. I would fold it in half before you glue it into your notebook, but you do you. Whenever you're done, go ahead and move on to the next activity on your own.